Andy Burnham wins in Makerfield and looks set to become the next UK British Prime Minister. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to DN, and today we're talking about the by-election in Makerfield, which took place throughout the night, and the results showed that Labour and Andy Burnham did win with around 54% of the vote to Reform's 35%. So quite a big, significant win for Labour, a big win for Andy Burnham. And this shows us where the feeling in the country is at. Just to quickly go through some of the other results as well. Restore scored around 7% of the votes, and the Green Party essentially stepping aside with just 308 votes in total. So this means that Burnham is back in Westminster after weeks of speculation. He will be a sitting MP for the constituency of Makerfield, and this will lead to a lot of speculation about Andy Burnham challenging Keir Starmer to become the next British Prime Minister. And there's even speculation as to whether Keir Starmer will step aside with such a significant victory for Burnham in Makerfield. So, where do we stand? Keir Starmer is not likely willingly going to step down, though there is some suggestion that he maybe should. To me, it seems like he is up for a fight, even though he is almost certainly guaranteed to lose said fight. He's also going to come with more pressure from Wes Streeting, and there will almost certainly be a leadership contest, a leadership election. That being said, if that was to happen, I do imagine heavily that Andy Burnham would win. He, simply put, has much more appeal, much more broad appeal in the country. This is something we've seen just now with the by-election result. We have the Reform curious voters that have kind of swung back towards Burnham, and I think this is generally speaking because they view Burnham as closer to Labour at its roots, Labour at its core, which we need to remember was a foundation of trade unionists and standing up for the working class. This is something that Burnham is keen to put back on the agenda, and I believe and I hope that he will run predominantly an economically left-wing agenda to bring about the change which was promised by Labour. And ultimately this is why the Starmer project has failed. They do not strongly believe in anything enough, quite simply. They have attempted to manage the people and to manage the economy. And people don't want that. People want to feel represented by their elected representatives, and Burnham, it seems, is someone who can do that much more favourably. He has been doing that for the past 9 years as Mayor of Manchester, so he has a track record of representation of the people. People want to feel represented, not just managed, and this is something that he will hopefully do moving forward. And Starmer's project, quite simply, has fallen apart. So he was only elected in 2024 on a platform of change. Change, change, change was the mantra from Starmer. And quite simply, this has not come to fruition quickly enough for vast swaths of the electorate. And ultimately, the real issue in the country is not Burnham or Starmer per se. We need to be thinking again about the issues of housing. We need much more housing in this country. Wages, which have not gone up with inflation for the last 40 years. Security, and again about the delayed adulthood for a generation, 2 generations, 3 generations of young people who are not able to start their lives, partly due to the issues just mentioned in terms of housing, salaries, wages, security, etc. These are the key issues of the country. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter if it's Burnham or it's Starmer. What matters is, what is this person going to do? And it is my belief that Andy Burnham really is the last roll of the dice for the Labour Party in its current formation. And I do have hope, and certainly do believe that he'll be better than Keir Starmer. But for Labour, they really do need to return to their roots. They need to remember their history, and that they should stand with and side with the workers and the working class at all times. But guys, what do you think? Let me know. Do you think Burnham will be good for the country? You can comment down below. I would love to get back to you. And guys, if you've enjoyed the video or the content, please do like, comment and or subscribe. It does help the channel, and we're going to be here for quite a while. Bye bye.